All right, everyone. So tonight's essay is how to write a persuasive essay introduction, and we're going to look at some examples for the thesis. So at the end of tonight's tutorial, you'll review the basic structure of an introductory paragraph in an essay and look at a few examples for how to write a thesis sentence as it pertains to a persuasive. So we've kind of already done a similar video at the beginning of the year, and in fact I'm going to go ahead and pop that video down to the bottom of the tutorial tonight. So if you want to review that video at all, you can go back and take a look at that. But otherwise we're just going to look at stuff that's specific to persuasive writing techniques. So how to get a great introduction. The key to an effective persuasive essay is, first of all, to get the reader's attention and to convince them to keep reading, and obviously, hopefully, to get them to agree to your views. You need to write a thesis statement that states your position on the topic, and you should write a few sentences that explain why the topic is important to the reader. People are going to keep on reading if you can convince them that they're going to benefit from what you're about to tell them. So, as far as the setup of the paragraph, first of all, the hook. You could start with an interesting quote or statement related to the topic. You could use a startling fact, or you could even maybe use an anecdote or a personal story. However, I think the first two options are better than the last. Then you're going to move into the thesis, and the next couple of slides and the remainder of the video is really going to focus on thesis options. And then finally, you should list off your arguments and transition into the body of the essay. Now, as far as listing off your arguments, in a lot of the opening statements we've seen so far for the debate, they mostly have been very rudimentary, very simple, where you'll say our topic is this, and our arguments are first this, second this, third this. We really want to try and avoid saying first, second, and third in that manner. So think of some creative ways to go about listing those arguments. Now, you could either list them specifically or kind of generally imply what those arguments are going to be. Your choice. But all of those options obviously are going to add bulk to the introductory paragraph. And just know that I really do not want you to turn in an essay that has a 1 or 2 sentence introductory paragraph. That is not what my expectation is. I mean, it really should be a good bulky paragraph of about 5 to 6 sentences. So, a couple of options for a thesis sentence. We're going to start with a situation stance. And, the pencil is in the corner, but I think really all I need you to do here is to choose one of these examples that you really like and write just down one. Now, if you feel like you would benefit from writing down more than one example, that's fine, because I'm actually going to show you 3 or 4, I think, for each option. But really, just writing down one is enough. So, for the situation stance, you need to label what the situation or topic is, and then, of course, tell us your position or stance on the topic. So, I've got a couple here about cell phones. So this first one, although some parents buy cell phones for their children, this is a serious mistake. So this first one is the situation, the topic, which is parents buying cell phones for kids. And then by saying this is a serious mistake, you're telling us your stance on the topic. You think it's wrong for parents to buy children cell phones. So another example, many teenagers believe that cell phones are a necessity. These devices cause many problems. So again, you're telling us that teenagers and cell phones are the topic, and that you in fact think, or your stance on the topic is that they cause problems. Okay, here's one on uniform. If your school adopts a uniform policy, school climate will improve immediately. So the topic is school uniforms, and your stance is that it will improve the climate of your school. And then my last example, even though my allowance has remained the same for the last couple of years, I believe it needs to be increased. So the topic is an allowance, and your stance on the topic is that you think it needs to be increased. It's very simple. But you notice it is a compound sentence, so it's a little bit more than just a basic statement of your topic. So I'm kind of trying to push you out of a simple sentence mode here. Okay, so this next one's called FANBOYS. For, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so is what FANBOYS stands for. And this is, again, trying to push you into a more complex sentence structure. So, many children carry cell phones, but it is a big mistake. So again, it's the same topic of cell phones, but you're using a conjunction after the comma here. Another example, teenagers need cell phones, so parents should purchase phones for them immediately. So but and so are part of FANBOYS. Our school adopted a uniform dress code, but the school climate has not improved significantly. And that's hard because it's off the screen a little bit, but it says a small allowance is the thing of the past, so my allowance must be increased. So again, the concept here is just offering up some sort of conjunction after the comma that falls into this category. Okay, so last one. And again, you're only writing down one option here. Elementary school children want to carry cell phones, however, it is a bad idea. So this is called the semicolon thesis sentence, by the way. And you'll see that this is a much more complex sentence structure. And, a lot of you, I know I've been pushing to think about your sentence variants, and a lot of times that's what's keeping you from a B to an A. And this might be a good option for you. Really push the boundaries of what you're kind of capable of and what you're thinking of for internal punctuation. Another option here, many parents wonder why their child needs a cell phone. However, from a team's point of view, it's a necessity. Uniform option, our school adopted a uniform dress code. As a result, the school climate significantly improved. So again, you're seeing a couple of different options here, and the second one definitely offers you not only the semicolon but a couple of commas. So you're really bouncing into the category of a complex compound sentence, or compound complex sentence. As my age and responsibilities increase, sadly my allowance does not. This needs to change. That's a good one. I like that one. So I think, I think the semicolon thesis sentence is a wonderful option. I also really like the situation stance option as a more simple version. Either way, you can clearly see here I am pushing you to think about your sentence construction and your thesis construction quite a lot on this topic. Alright, you guys are finished for tonight. So please don't forget to submit the summary and questions down below. And also, I would love it if you guys would start rating the tutorials for their helpfulness. So I can see which ones you like and which ones you don't, which ones I should change. And you can also obviously ask questions down below too if you feel like you need my immediate attention. Otherwise, I will see you in class tomorrow. Thanks, guys.